kind of think it's like a little bit of a modern day hippie revolution going on.
They're just learning as they go.
I would say there are kind of a whole set of values that you're going to, you know, have instilled in you.
Half of them think I'm crazy and half of them envy me. Everybody worships freedom.
Just living the one life you have.
It's okay to opt out of this conventional, really busy lifestyle that our culture has manifested.
He's pretty envious of our trip. I think he's looking to do the same maybe in the future. So.
Being very self-sufficient is empowering. And
letting go of the jobs and the house and all this stuff. All these doors just started opening.
I think humans need to feel real ground beneath their feet and relearn how to be part of the earth.
I'm gonna stay young forever.
Stories, ideas, thoughts, feelings that turn into words and actions and become our reality, our legacy. We all write our own unique story, yet together we write our world.
I think a lot of rules are made, for good principles and not of good ideas. Not everyone is socially conscious or environmentally conscious. So if you don't have an environmentally conscious community, then yeah, things inevitably are gonna get destroyed. So you have to make rules like this. If you abuse your privileges, then they get taken away. Makes you want to do something more.
when did we go from a society that cared about nature and was connected to it and aware of our impact in these places to just people being irresponsible and trashing places? When did that happen?
I think we just live our lives the way that we think the environment should be taken care of, and talk about it in the small community sense when we get the chance.
And realizing first, though, that the only thing we can change is really ourselves. Start in this little 80 square foot van, eating this quinoa porridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Staring at your pretty face.
You watch your mouth.
Frustration, inner conflict. My personal story of freedom felt threatened by authority. But what if my story is like a wave in the ocean of all stories? A sentence in the book of the world? As we headed to our final 3 interviews, it was feeling more and more like all of our stories are deeply connected. And the stories of the modern nomads were becoming part of me.
My name is Kate. Well, my American name is Kate. I'm from Russia.
And my name is Richard. I'm from Lewis, Delaware. And we're traveling aboard our 25-foot sailboat, heading south, trying to find warm weather.
Once I met him, it was, part of my life, because every time I open computer or anything, you just search for the boats. Just want to go sailing, we should do this, we should leave aboard. And I'm like, what, this guy is crazy. But then he's like, just let's try it, let's do it. And now we're doing it, and now it's awesome. I just love it.
I guess I've always loved being near the ocean and surfing ever since I was younger. And I had no idea what I wanted to do as a career, and I still don't really know what I want to do because I can't imagine kind of giving this up for a 9-to-5 job. Last summer, especially Kate worked really hard making money. I worked really hard working on the boat, so I guess they both kind of paid off. We didn't pay anyone to do any project on the boat. For the longest time, my parents were really pushing me to go to school rather than travel and whatnot, which now I'm starting to realize, yeah, I think next year we'll go to school, but now they've also realized, okay, I guess he's got to travel, we're going to stop pushing him, and they're excited that we've finally put so much work and dedicated our hours into something that's rewarding for us. This is a really great way to learn. For us, we had never really touched any boat work or done anything like that. We just read about it on the internet, and I think actually doing all the work ourselves, we feel a lot more confident in what we can do. Not only working on a boat, but what you can do in the real world. You feel more confident in your skills.
Modern nomads consciously embody experiential learning. Yet we're all learning from life, and our experience directs our story.
When I took Rachel backpacking for the first time, it was the happiest I had ever seen her.
I felt like a more complete person. I used to be bored. I used to need to fill myself with outside sources all the time.
It's cold in our van, it's uncomfortable. It's hot in our van, it's uncomfortable.
When you're cold or hot, you're feeling something real, and you might not be comfortable, but you're not bored.
If you embrace some of the uncomfortableness of nature, then you will gain a full comfortableness of your life.
The answers society has given us about work, play, and the meaning of life are not sufficient. And so we went and did nothing for a long time to try to define all of these things for ourselves. There was a Russian prince named Peter Kropotkin, who's a philosopher. He calculated that we could all work 5 hours a day, half of the year, and provide everything that was needed for society. And this was in 1860. As we've become a more automated society, we've continued to work just as much, if not more, than we used to. Where did our leisure time go? Good ideas come from time spent doing nothing. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb in his leisure time. He created these things on his own time. He wasn't commissioned by a company. He wasn't thinking up ideas for money. This was out of pure passion. Food is our first connection to the earth. We work on farms through an organization called WOOF, which is Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. Probably for every 3 months on the road, we spend about a month on a farm. That's what our idle theory is to spend time doing nothing, to spend time working, and to spend time in leisure, which are 3 separate things. Death is the other side of life. Once everything's not guaranteed anymore, everything's so much more beautiful every day, because it's all you have is now. All you have is today. Knowing that you could lose something at any time makes it so precious. If it's guaranteed, it's not special anymore. Once it's guaranteed, you take it for granted. That's just our nature. So I think you have to have something at risk. You have to be at risk of losing something in order to value it.
So we put certain things of our life on the line so that we can enjoy them
every
to their
day.
fullest every day.
Yeah.
Our connection to nature is a key. Fresh air, clean water, fertile soil, and open spaces are essential for our personal and collective story and our survival. We made it to Key West with no further breakdowns, and with the sun now on our faces, we headed to our final interview.
I've been here in Florida for the past month. Before that, I was in the Smoky Mountains. I've just been traveling around for the past year, just kind of living the wandering life. I just left after school and was going to go camping for about a month max, and then that turned into more time. Eventually I got a job in the Smoky Mountains, and that's just kind of turned into, the way I'm living now. My parents are both music teachers, so from a young age they had me playing instruments. It's something that I've always loved doing. So being able to hit the road and kind of reconnect with that has been unbelievable, just because you have so much free time. The community that I've found here, just since I've been in the Florida Keys, has been unbelievable. It's a situation where, people aren't just thinking of themselves. It's a place where you come, and if you don't have something, if you're struggling financially or emotionally or in any way, the people around you are going to work to help bring that person up. And that's something that is, I think, really going to stick with me forever. That's not something that you can experience and then end up turning your back on. I'm passionate about finding balance in my life in a lot of ways, whether it be the balance between work and life. When I have leisure time, balancing that between staying active and just being idle. A big balance is being social, connecting with people, and allowing myself to have time just with myself to kind of ground myself and just be alone. I feel like van life facilitates that balance in a lot of ways. When you're living in an intentional community like this, you kind of gravitate towards the community and being around people, being social and connecting with people. But being in a van, if you need to be by yourself, you can just get up and go. You can go wherever you need to go and even spend a few nights somewhere else. I think that most people, if they were really serious about it, would find that it's a lot less challenging to live this lifestyle than they might think of it. If you're somebody that's gotten yourself into a life where you're just living this cyclical life that you're not sure why you're living anymore, working a job that you don't really like, living a life that you don't really love, then yeah, you might want to consider changing, just changing things until you're happy. And one of the big things for me was hitting the road and starting to live van life. Continue being open-minded, try not to have too many expectations for what the life is or isn't going to be. You might find things that you were seeking initially. You might find things that you had no idea that you were even looking for. Maybe don't have too many expectations of, fulfilling some kind of a spiritual awakening or something, because you might find something that's, could be considered that. Maybe it's, even kind of deeper and truer than what you thought it would be.
Synergy, the little extra magic that happens when we are one. The modern nomads share diverse, inspiring stories, yet as a community we learn from them that everything is possible when you believe that it is, and nothing is guaranteed. We're all writing our personal story, and together we write our world. Like the modern nomads, we can consciously and passionately write the story we desire beginning now. We are the writers, but we are not our story. So, who are we?
The sunrise, I wanna stay young forever. I wanna stay young forever. Stay up all night, hold on to the sunrise. I wanna stay young forever. I wanna stay young forever. Stay up all night, hold on to the sunrise. I wanna stay young forever. I wanna stay young forever. Stay up all night, hold on to the sunrise. I wanna stay young forever. I'm gonna stay young forever.